topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, South Florida. Welcome to, it's a rainy day here in South Florida. Welcome to another Ask the Experts. For the last 17 years, we've been bringing you the finest experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. I am so proud to say we have an older audience, and I love it, and I love your questions you send in. One of the things you have been sending in to us is, how come you're not doing a show on estate planning? We don't get very many of those anymore because we have the greatest attorney when it comes to estate planning, and especially when it comes to senior planning. The firm is the Florida Senior Planning. That makes sense. And let me welcome our attorney Tom Olson. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Steve, and all of your loyal listeners.
You know, I got to tell you, we're getting more and more questions. And I knew this before. There's so many aspects of estate planning that people do not understand. And what I'm seeing in these letters, especially elder people, they're afraid about, I got to say it, about getting ripped off. And that's why we have a show like this with attorney Tom Olson that we can tell you, you can feel safe about. You're going to come in. He has been, Tom, tell people about your firm.
Well, Steve, I've been a lawyer for 45 years in Orlando. I've done thousands.
He doesn't look like it.
Wills and trusts and estate planning for people. So we know how to get people to make it simple and easy for them at floridaseniorplanning.com. And by the way, you have lines open right now if you want to call us at 407-423-5561. Steve, there are really three phases or parts to getting your estate planning done. Part number one is the basic documents, a living will declaration where you ask that you not be kept alive by machines, a healthcare surrogate. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to decide what doctors, what hospitals, what medications, a financial power of attorney. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to pay your bills and manage your financial affairs. And then a will to direct what happens to your assets when you pass away. That's part one. We do that for all of our clients. Part two is we help our clients to avoid probate. We have great simple tools for avoiding probate on your home and your real estate and your condo, your bank accounts, etc. And then part three is, now that we've avoided probate, we want to make sure that you got plenty of wealth left over to pass on to your kids someday. And that is, we want to help you protect your wealth from the costs of a nursing home, which these days is running about $14,000 per month. We have all the tools we need to protect your wealth, no matter what it is, from the cost of a nursing home.
Now, we got, and right before the show, we got an email in from a person who has been following your show, really enjoys it, and they want to know, does the person that you give power of attorney to have to be an attorney? And second, how do you keep from hurting people close to the family who aren't appointed power of attorney, them getting upset?
Yeah, great question, Steve. Thank you for that. Steve, the person that you appoint, we refer to them as your agent, and that agent typically is your spouse or one of your children. So it's called a power of attorney. Sometimes a document says my attorney may do this, my attorney may do that, but they're not talking about literally your law firm lawyer. They're talking about whatever agent that you appointed. Typically it's your spouse or your children. And we tell our clients, look, when it comes to appointing an agent to make healthcare decisions for you or to take care of business for you, pay your bills, manage your financial affairs for you, it is not an award. You're choosing who is best able to do that for you in a timely, honest, diligent manner. Sometimes our clients might say, well, we have a daughter, she's a nurse. She would be a great healthcare agent. We got a son who's a financial advisor or a banker. He would be a good financial agent. And so we're just trying to make the best choice for the job. It's not an award again. But remember, Steve, that when you're appointing these agents, whether it's healthcare or financial, you can have more than one. If you have 3 kids, you can appoint all 3 of your kids as your agent for healthcare or financial purposes, if you think that'd be the best thing for your family.
What if there's 2 kids, Tom? How do you decide? And they both have different ways of doing things. How do you decide that?
Well, that's a tough call, Steve. And one thing I would suggest is that if you have 2 kids that they don't get along, they don't talk to each other, they argue, they fight and fuss and family dynamics, appointing both of them would be a huge mistake. So you're just going to have to figure out which one would be best. But keep in mind, Steve, what most kids are interested in is that when mom and dad pass away, that they both get an equal amount of mom and dad's financial estate. That's what really kids are focused on, is that the money is split equally between the kids, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 kids. So just because you're appointing somebody as your financial agent doesn't mean that the kid can start spending the money, mom and dad's money, on themselves. They are obligated. They have a fiduciary duty that everything they do with mom and dad's money is for mom and dad's benefit, not for the benefit of the agent or the other kids. Hello, Steve.
So while we get Steve back, Tom, tell us, do you find that it is difficult for families to make these decisions?
It is not unusual. I would say it's really most typical that clients will come and see us and they don't really even know what kind of questions we're going to ask them to get their estate planning done. But it really comes down to 3 major things, and that is, number one.
There we go.
So the questions that we ask clients when we're doing their estate planning really are 3 big questions. Number one, how is your wealth going to be divided when you both pass away? Typically, that's easy. If people have 3 kids, it'd be split equally between the 3 children. Number 2, who's going to make healthcare decisions for you if you're not able to? And number 3, who's going to take care of business? Who's going to pay your bills for you if you're not able to? And when people tell us how many children they have and what kind of dynamics are going on, we are easily able to help the clients work through it and make those decisions quite simple.
Here's a great question that just came in. This is from Helen in Palm Beach Gardens. She said, thank you for bringing a show like this. It is so important. There's so many things that I know that I don't know about. Is there a way to set up a plan with a hospital should you get sick so that you can show them who to contact?
Yeah. So, Steve, one of the documents we do for our clients is standard procedure. And by the way, we are FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. We have lines open right now if you want to call us, 407-423-5561. But most of your listeners know right now that whenever you check into a hospital, they standard procedure ask you, do you have a living will, a pull the plug, don't keep me alive by machines document, and do you have a healthcare surrogate form? So your everyday primary physician should have those certainly in their files, but you should also be prepared to give your hospital a copy of those documents whenever you check in. They're going to want to know who can make healthcare decisions for you. Does that answer your question, Steve? I think that was a great question. I think I answered it for you.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, so Tom, a lot of the questions coming in are about probate and how to avoid it. Does a will avoid probate?
Great question, Steve. And the answer is no. A will has nothing to do with avoiding probate. A will simply directs what happens to your assets when they go through probate. Steve, I've had so many clients and people approach me over the years and say something like, oh, Tom, I've got a will. I leave everything to my 3 kids. When I pass away, won't everything automatically go to them? My will says, hey, they get everything. Doesn't it happen automatically? And the answer is no. When you pass away with assets in your name only, whether it's a bank account or your home or your beach condo, it will require probate to get those assets out of your name and into the names of the kids. People want to avoid probate because it's expensive and it takes a long time. So at FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, we're all about helping people to avoid probate. In fact, we have free booklets on that topic. Easy ways to avoid probate. If you call us 407-423-5561 or go through our website, FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, we will happily mail those booklets out to you. And Steve, guess what? I wrote those booklets. So they're big font, easy to read, easy to understand. We'd love to get those booklets out to your listeners. We have one on easy ways to avoid probate, how to avoid probate on your home, how to protect your life savings from the cost of a nursing home, how to get free in-home care for seniors. All of those booklets are available to you by calling 407-423-5561 or going through FloridaSeniorPlanning.com.
You know, Tom, I don't think there's a lot of people out there that realize how expensive long-term care is. And I think that sometimes it comes upon them and they have not made any plans. That's one of the things that you do. It's so important when it comes to elder law and planning.
Steve, I want your listeners to know that when they're out there in the community and they're talking to their friends and family and coworkers and neighbors, and you hear these words, oh, Mom fell, she broke her hip, she went to rehab. We thought she would go home when she was done with rehab, but no, she needs to go to a nursing home. It's $14,000 per month. Everything Mom's ever worked for going to be down the drain. 5-year look back period. Nothing we can do about it. No, that is not true. At Florida Senior Planning, we have all the legal tools we need to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home and have the state of Florida pay for it. And that's what I want people to know, that there is hope for them, that there's a solution to this problem. I just want them to know. Now, Steve, we have free booklets on how to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. And I just want your listeners to know that when we do this for clients, we do it in 2 ways. Number one, we can do pre-planning where we start that process now, or we can do crisis planning. Either way, we can protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. The crisis planning would be that call that we get from a client or listener to your radio show, and they'll say, hey, Tom, Mom's going into a nursing home in 2 weeks from now. We need to protect her wealth in the next 2 weeks so we don't have to pay $14,000 per month. Hey, we can do it in 2 weeks if we need to, but we prefer to do it in a pre-planning mode. We put everything in a notebook nice and organized so that the client can tell their children, hey, kids, if we ever have to go into a nursing home, we paid Florida Senior Planning to do a blueprint for us, everything you need to know about how to protect our wealth from the cost of a nursing home. It's in this little white 3-ring binder right here. It's a blueprint, everything you need to know right here if it ever comes down to it. That's what we call pre-planning, so that when Mom and Dad have to go into a nursing home, they can focus on getting the mom and dad the best care available and not have to focus on how to protect the wealth from the cost of a nursing home.
Would you explain? You have a Florida's waiver program. Can you explain that?
So Florida has a waiver program, and what it does is it provides up to 30 hours per week of free in-home care for seniors when they need it. That free in-home care is for light cooking, light cleaning, bathing, activities of daily living, taking you to doctor's appointments. So that if you, it's a waiver program, because when you get into the waiver program, you're waiving the right to go to a nursing home, and you're saving the state of Florida $14,000 a month. And in return for that, they'll give you the 30 hours per week of free in-home care. It's really a win-win for all concerned. So for your listeners out there, they're living at home, and hey, everybody wants to stay at home as long as they can, but they need a little bit of help. Maybe they're blessed to have their kids coming by and helping, but the kids need a break too. Or if you're listening out there and you're helping to take care of your elderly parents here in the state of Florida, but you just need a little bit of help, this waiver program is a great program to help you keep mom and dad at home. Now, the only qualifiers are this, is that it's when you need it. When you're ready for this free in-home care for seniors, they're going to give you they're going to interview you, and they're going to rate you on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 means you don't really need it. 5 means, yeah, you really need it. It's like a Disney Fast Pass. They're going to put you to the top of the list. When you get to that point in time, you call Florida Senior Planning. We have Lindsay. She used to be on the other side of this program, where she was asking the questions, doing the interview, so she knows the questions. She will help coach you to accurately answer those questions to get the best chance to score 5. So we're going to help you through that process. So this waiver program, free in-home care for seniors, we have a free booklet on that. You can get that by calling our office right now at 407-423-5561, or going through floridaseniorplanning.com. And Steve, just so the listeners know, we assist clients anywhere in the state of Florida get this wills, estate planning, free in-home care for seniors, protecting your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. We can do that for anybody in the state of Florida, no matter where you live. We're standing by to assist you. floridaseniorplanning.com, or call us right now, 407-423-5561.
This is a great question that just came in. I live in South Florida 6 months out of the year, and the other 6 months in Illinois. First of all, can you help me with my estate planning if I don't live here year round? My second question is, I caught part of your last show and you were talking about the ladybird. Can you explain that? So there's 2 questions.
Yeah. So, Steve, that question is from a person. They're going to have to make a final decision. Are they a resident of Florida, or are they a resident of Illinois? If you want to be a resident of Florida, you got to live here for 6 months and a day. There are plenty of people that want to call Florida their home because, hey, Steve, we don't have any income taxes here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why people want to call Florida their state of residency. Great, fine. That's wonderful. But you got to be here 6 months and a day if you want to call Florida your home. Now, as far as the state of Florida paying for your nursing home, saving you $14,000 a month, let's say that you lived in New York and you need to go to a nursing home. New York is not going to have that generous laws that we have here in the state of Florida. You can step foot in the state of Florida, say I'm a Florida resident, and then boom, you're automatically entitled to have the state of Florida pay for your nursing home or the 30 hours per week of free in-home care. So if this person that's asking you this question, if they consider themselves to really be a resident of Illinois, then they really need to seek out the advice of an attorney in Illinois to do their estate planning for them. If they think they're a resident of Florida, we can help them no matter where they live in the state of Florida. Now, Steve, a ladybird deed is a tool to avoid probate on real estate here in the state of Florida. Whether it's your primary residence or whether it's your vacation condo, or even if you live in Illinois but you have a vacation condo in Florida, We can use this ladybird deed to avoid probate on your property in Florida, whether you're a resident of Florida, whether you're a resident of Illinois. This ladybird deed is a tool to avoid probate that we prepare at floridaseniorplanning.com. And the deed states this. It says, as long as you are alive or you and your spouse are alive, it is your property to do with as you please. You can live there. You can rent it out and collect the rents. You can sell it. You can refinance it. There's no restrictions whatsoever. Within the body of the ladybird deed itself, it states who gets this piece of property when you pass away. Usually we're talking about your children. So if you have 3 children, within the body of the deed, it's listing the names of your 3 children. But it could be friends, nieces, nephews, grandkids, charities, you name it. So when you do this ladybird deed and you pass away, the only thing your children need to do is record your deed in the public records, and that property will automatically belong to your children. No headaches, no hassles, no probate. So again, we can use it on any property here in the state of Florida. If you're a resident of Florida, we can do it. If you're a resident of Illinois and you have a vacation condo in Florida, we can do it for you on a vacation condo. And Steve, we're finding a lot of people that have Disney Vacation Club timeshare interests. They live in other states. We can do this ladybird deed on their Disney Vacation Club timeshare points as well.
Tom, I love the name of your firm. I think it's so apropos to what you do. Florida Senior Planning. We have so many people now just listening on radio and iHeart. We're running your phone number down below, but for those who are listening on radio and iHeart and Spotify, tell people how they can reach your office.
Well, the easiest way is to go through our website, floridaseniorplanning.com. But otherwise, we have people standing by to talk to your listeners right now. So I would encourage them to pick up that phone and give us a call at 407-423-5561. We do offer a free initial consultation. We can do that in person, over the phone, via Zoom, make it very convenient for you. And remember, Steve, we have these free booklets, Easy Ways to Avoid Probate, How to Avoid Probate on Your Home, How to Get Free In-Home Care for Seniors, How to Protect Your Life Savings from the Cost of a Nursing Home. We will mail those free booklets to you, but it starts by calling our office at 407-423-5561. Leave us your name and mailing address if nobody picks up, but otherwise people are standing by to talk to you, and we'll get those free booklets in the mail to you. That's a great start to get your estate planning done.
Hey, this show has become so important. Tom does 2 shows a month of this. His next show is this Friday at 2:00 Eastern time. So if you'd like, we'll have more questions from listeners. And Tom, we are just so lucky to have you. You explained everything so easy. I've noticed some of the texts that come in just thanking us for how you educate people. And that's why your firm's been so successful. Tom, I will see you on Friday.
All right, Steve. Thank you and all your loyal listeners.
Thank you, buddy. That's attorney Tom Olson. That's going to do it for us today. We'll be back with you next week. Hey, let's all keep our great producer, Rebel, in our prayers. Let's pray for her health. I feel so sorry she's working today. So sick. But anyway, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.